today I wanted to do a little writing video. So I, like most writers, many writers at least I assume, like to read about writing, and I like to hear what other writers have to say about writing, because writing can be so much of a solitary process and you can feel so alone and wonder what the fuck you're doing. And it's kind of nice to know, like, hey, other people out there are doing this and having the same issues and thinking the same things, and, you know, maybe all hope is not lost for you as an individual, terrified little writer. So I thought I would share 5 of my favorite writing quotes with you today. I wouldn't say this is like my top 5 ever of all time, because honestly I'd probably give a different answer any day that I try to come up with my top 5. So this is just a top 5 of some of my favorite writing quotes, and I hope that you will enjoy them and enjoy hearing them. Alright, so number 5. This is by Ernest Hemingway, and he said, "There is nothing to writing. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed." So I like this one because I think there's sometimes this narrative out there that if you are meant to be a writer, then writing is easy. And if you're having a hard time with it, then it's a sign that you're not meant to be a writer. And that is frankly bullshit. Everybody has hard times writing. Everybody finds writing to be hard. And I'm not saying that every single thing you write must feel like someone pulling teeth and extracting word by word from you, but a lot of it is gonna feel that way, and that's just writing, you know? That's just writing. So don't let it dissuade you. Don't feel like just because it's hard, that means it's not something that you're meant to do. I think no one is meant to be a writer. I think that's bullshit. We are writers, and we write because we want to, and that's really all that it takes. So don't get discouraged on those days that writing is hard. It's hard for everyone, even Ernest Hemingway. Excuse me. Alright, number 4. This is from Stephen King, and he said, "If you don't have time to read, you don't have the time or the tools to write. Simple as that." Now this can be a little discouraging because I think as writers we're constantly giving ourselves to-do lists and things that we need to do, and adding on reading to that can just feel overwhelming. Like, I don't have time to read. But the thing that's really true is you need to make time to read. It should be just as important as your writing time, because if you're not reading, then you're not familiar with what's out there, you're not understanding your market, which is even more important today than it ever has been, because so much of marketing is going to fall on you as the author, whether or not you're traditionally published or in indie or self. And frankly, it's good for you as a writer. I think for me, I notice that when I read, I feel more creative. Reading gives me ideas. Not saying that I read a book and I want to copy it, but, you know, maybe I read a book and they have an idea and the author goes one way with it, and I think, what if they went this other way? And it springs up a whole new, you know, world for me to play around with, or a new plot or a new character that I wouldn't have thought of before. And reading good books is inspiring, and it makes you think, geez, fuck, I need to keep working because I want to be this good. And reading bad books is inspiring because it's like, well, Jesus, don't do that. I'm not gonna make that mistake. Or, you know, hey, if this crappy ass book can get published, then mine can too, right? Or so we like to tell ourselves. All right, number 3 is another Ernest Hemingway quote. I'm not even that big of an Ernest Hemingway fan. I guess one, he's like such a touchstone, so I feel like if he says something, people are like gonna take it more seriously, and 2, he has some good quotes. So this one is, "We are all apprentices in a craft where no one ever becomes a master." Perfectionism is the death of writing. It really is, especially in early drafts. And if you're sitting there thinking, I suck, I can't do this, I just need to give up, I'm never going to be a master, well, you're not wrong. On the one hand, you are never going to be a master, but nobody is a master. We're all just trying to figure this out. Even Ernest Hemingway. And, you know, just go out there and do your thing, and everything you write is a chance to be better, and everything you read is a chance to learn something new and apply it to what you're writing. And there's always that desire to grow, but without having to confine yourself to this notion that you have to be perfect before you can do anything, because you don't. You just need to try, and you just need to get better and better and better, and that's all that we can hope to do. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be a master. You're never going to shit out great words every time. It's just not going to happen. All right, number 2 is, oh my God, this one. All right, it's a Ray Bradbury quote, and it is, "You must stay drunk on writing so reality cannot destroy you." If you just write for fun, then maybe this one doesn't resonate with you as much, but if you are writing to get published, then you probably know what I mean when I say, holy fuck, yes. It is ruthless out there. I have gotten, to date, 199 rejections for my books from agents. That's not even including small pubs or open calls I've submitted to. It's not including short stories. It's just agents that have rejected, at this point, 3 different manuscripts. And that's just life. It's not even that unusual. Sure, there are some people out there, you know, their 10th query lands them a dream agent and then they go to auction or whatever, but for most of us, that's not our journey, and it's hard. It is fucking ruthless out there, and it can break you if you will let it. So what you really have to hold on to is the writing itself, because that's what got us into this, right? And that's what you want to do, and that's what you want to keep doing. And you have to hold on to that feeling, that wonderful feeling when you just get the right word, or you just get the right character in the right place, the right time, or when you finally finish that draft, right? Like typing the end. You have to hold on to that feeling. So when you get that 199th rejection, you can say, well, you know, that one didn't work out, but next time. Don't let it destroy you. It will try. You have to find that inner joy, that core that you can go back to when things are hard, because things are going to be hard. And my number 1 writing quote today is from, I think it's from Bernard Baruch, whoever that is. It's often attributed to Dr. Seuss. I don't really know. I'm just going to call it Dr. Seuss quote because I've never actually seen the full thing as a Bernard Baruch quote. Anyway, this one is, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." So this is both a writing quote and just a life quote in general. I think that it's so easy to get caught up on other people's opinions, no matter how much you want to tell yourself that, you know, you're an independent spirit and that you don't care what people think. I mean, you do. At least I do. Even on those days when I'm like, no, fuck everybody. There's still a part of me that cares. But what you have to do is drill down to this idea that there's only one you, and there's only one you that you can be, and if you waste all your energy trying to please everybody, you're going to please nobody, and least of all yourself. So what you have to do is find what's true to you and run with it. And then you'll figure out who the really important people are, and then their opinion are the ones that you can go to and that you can rely on and you can trust. And then the people that are just full of shit, then you can ignore them. And who cares about them, you know? There's always going to be trolls, there's always going to be haters, there's always going to be people who just don't get you. So if someone out there is not going to get you, then you might as well have them not get the real you instead of putting out a fake you that some people aren't going to get. Does that make sense? Yeah, so just, there's no point in wasting your energy trying to please people that don't matter. And so find your true self, write what you want to write. Don't worry about what people are going to think, because if it gets to the right person, and if it gets to the right desk, and if it's at the right time, it's not going to matter if it's, you know, this trend is dead or nobody's publishing vampires anymore. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to have an easy time. You just need to find your voice and speak that voice and seek out the people who want to read that voice, who want to know that voice, who want to know the person behind that voice. So those are my 5 writing quotes for today. This is kind of a corresponding blog post that goes over some of the same thoughts, and I'll link to that below. So I hope you enjoyed hearing what some of my favorite writing quotes are, and if you want to share some writing quotes with me, that would be awesome. I'm always looking for more. And I also posted these quotes on my Instagram account, so there's links for that down below and everything. And if you like my videos, please subscribe and check out my blog, The Right Side of Life. Now I sound like an infomercial. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.